What's going on, guys? Episode 21 of What's the Check Down with Chandler and David. I am Chandler, and that guy over there is David. So before we even get into anything, David, number 21, first player comes to your mind. Go.
Myself, first of all. I didn't play in the NFL though, so I won't go with that. Maybe Zeke. I think Zeke is 21.
Yep.
Deion Sanders, obviously.
Yep.
Classic number 21. That's about it.
So Chargers running back for a very long time.
Oh, LaDainian Tomlinson, my bad.
Okay. And then 49ers running back for a long time. He had like 8 other teams that he played for.
Oh, Frank Gore?
Yes, sir.
Frank Gore wasn't 21, was he?
When he started his career, he was.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you remember what number I played it? What was my number?
9.
No.
10.
No, 5. Wow, you stared at my back.
5. Okay, 9. Well, 9. I was thinking 9. 9's pretty close to 5.
9 was my first ever football number, so I'll give that to you. But in our last year,
I'm dyslexic, so I get a pass. That's all. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
It's like the way you like flip it and like the way it goes around. It's just like the same thing. Definitely the same thing.
Exactly.
Packed quick show today. We're going to do a speed round of our over and unders for every single team. The lines coming from our better Bovada, as well as doing our AFC and NFC wildcard teams this week. So we'll get right into that. We'll do it how we usually do. Do you want to start with the AFC or with the NFC?
Let's start with the NFC.
NFC. Okay. So we'll do like we always do from the lowest seed all the way up to the top. So your number 7 seed coming out of the NFC, just squeaking into the playoffs, figuring their way out to get there on week 18. Who is it?
I'm going with the Minnesota Vikings. I actually think they're going to have a really good year this year.
Okay. So why the Vikings coming in 7th?
Well, I think, again, they do manage to lose a couple of games that they should win. And they'll lose a couple of games just naturally. So I think they will probably end up with like a 9 to 10 win season. But I think they beat the right people and just managed this weekend.
All right. I love it. So mine is actually a NFC North team as well. But I went with my long shot. I went with my man, Dan Campbell, and Dan Campbell. I stand the Detroit Lions. I'm going for the shot are making the playoffs. I'm shooting my shot with the Detroit Lions. One of the most improved teams in the offseason, has a great coaching staff, obviously projecting a bit just because I really do want them to do it. I have to have a little bit of chaos in my life. So I'm really, really hoping that Dan Campbell and the Detroit Lions can squeak in there with a 9-8 record.
Yeah, I think you're like a year too early, but hey, we'll see.
Jared Goff's been to a Super Bowl. That's all I gotta say.
Dan Campbell is not Sean McVay, unfortunately.
No, he's Dan Campbell, and that's why I stand with him. All right, so your number 6 seed. Who's the number 6 seed?
My number 6 seed, and I hate saying this. It makes me want to throw up in my mouth, but I do think the Cowboys will be number 6. I think they will find a way to win games. And again, they are in a division that is a little bit worse than most. And although an improved division, I do think that they will find a way to win. They will also find a way to choke it away in the playoffs. So I'm not like too upset about that. Like the one thing that Stephen A has always gotten right is that the Dallas Cowboys, when it comes down to it, will mess it up. Somehow they will mess it up.
I'm just waiting for, actually, no, because the CBS doesn't do the NFC. It would be amazing to see Tony Romo watching the Cowboys on a Saturday afternoon in the wild card, and they mess it up. Maybe there's a field goal opportunity and the ball just slips out of the hands of the holder and he has to run to the sideline. He gets Tony Romo.
That would be hilarious if that happened. If Tony Romo had to watch that happen.
You're making me switch it up on the fly. I actually had another team going here, but I actually agree with you here. My number 6 seed originally was actually the Minnesota Vikings because I do think they are really good. But I don't want to have two teams coming out of here. I think the Lions are just going to figure out a way to trip up the Vikings this year. That's how they sneak into the playoffs. So I do agree with you. The Cowboys, they are in that weaker division. I do think Eagles is like an A tier team, and they are the B plus to those Eagles. They do have a very solid roster from top to bottom. As long as their defense can keep them in games, the Cowboys will make the playoffs. But I also think the defense is going to lose them a lot of games. Diggs, congratulations. You're a kick returner and a punt returner. That's all I see you as, because you cannot guard anyone going downfield. Great at catching those tip passes. Yeah, so I'm gonna have the Dallas Cowboys as my 6th seed going into the 2022 playoffs. Who's your number 5?
And yeah, for my number 5, not a surprise, and I don't think anyone should be surprised by this. I think the 49ers will be in the playoffs again, and I think they will just be outside of that top 4 range. I think they are the second best team in their division, and I think their division might be the best in their conference. So to me, I think that is just like Trey Lance will figure it out, or Jimmy G will figure it out. They have 2 quarterbacks that can propel the team to at least a playoff spot, if not a run. So I think, like, with that being said, they will end up being number 5 in their division.
I 100% agree.
In their conference, sorry.
I 100% agree with you. I had the 49ers as well. To me, the 49ers have probably a top 3 roster in the NFL minus the quarterback. The quarterback is obviously the question mark, but I mean, they've done it with Jimmy Garoppolo twice now. So I feel like at the end of the day, if they have to put Jimmy G in after 3 or 4 games, if Trey Lance isn't doing it, they have that option now. They weren't able to get rid of him, so they do have him there, and the locker room still does love him. So it's unfortunate that you're going to have him behind Trey Lance if Trey Lance does make a mistake, but at the same time, it's very important because if Trey Lance does make that mistake, you have the best backup quarterback in the NFL. That's going to be able to step right in, and they're not going to miss a beat. Another team that I feel like going into this year did improve themselves and not get worse. Their offense is going to be firing on all cylinders, and their defense is scary. It's just scary. Every single direction you're going to get hit by the quarterback, and their defensive backs can shut down as well. So I agree with you. They are the 5th seed that I have in my wild card for the NFC. Do you want to do you just want to go from 1st to 7th now, what we think our AFC or our NFC is going to look like this year?
Yeah, let's do that. So for my NFC playoff picture, starting at 7, I've got the Minnesota Vikings. At 6, I've got the Dallas Cowboys. At 5, I've got the 49ers. At 4, I've got the Buccaneers. At 3, I've got the Green Bay Packers. At 2, I've got the Eagles. And at number 1, I've got the reigning defending champions, the Rams.
I respect it. I don't actually hate anything on there.
I feel like I feel like if we're going based off of like what we've seen last year, how the teams have improved, there's no way that like you can have a problem with like with the list right now as of right now, when last seen, and with everything that they've done in the draft in off season, the coaches that they have, I think these guys are set up to have great years. We'll see what happens, and obviously they're going to be teams that surprise us. There's always going to be teams that surprise.
I just think for the 5 teams, true, the Rams, the Eagles, the Bucks, the Packers, the 49ers, in what order it may be, they're all going to make the playoffs this year in the NFC.
Yeah, I agree.
It's dead. Like it's the AFC is probably, it's amazing because it's like the NFL or NBA when the West is so like you have no idea what's going to go on in the West, but in the East in the NBA, you know the exact top 4 teams. You don't know what the record's going to be, but you know there's going to be 4 teams that make it. It's the exact same thing with the NFL. The AFC is stacked and the NFC is just all confusing. So I'll go into mine now. For my NFC playoff picture this year, I have the surprise Lions coming in the last wild card seed at number 7. I have the Dallas Cowboys coming in at 6, the San Francisco 49ers coming in at 5. I had the Green Bay Packers coming in 4th. I have the Philadelphia Eagles coming in 3rd. I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers coming in 2nd, and the reigning defending champions, the Los Angeles Rams, coming in 1st in the NFC again. Repping the colors today.
Yeah. Not exactly the colors, but like close enough.
I mean, it's the same area. They're like 4 hours apart. Yeah. You know how it is. All right. Going into the AFC now, the hardest thing in the world. This one was very tough for me. I don't know how it was for you, but for
AFC, I'm still not sure about mine. And I know people are going to, I know as soon as this gets posted on TikTok, the first comment's going to be, knows nothing about football. What are you talking about? Ball. Kick him off the show. He needs to be gone, which is like, hey, whatever. It is what it is.
What's your number 7?
So for my number 7, this is actually the one that I am struggling to pick to go with the most. And like this, I feel like the number 7 spot is really up for grabs at this point. I think the Patriots will end up figuring it out and getting there, but I wouldn't be surprised if Miami was there. I wouldn't be surprised if Tennessee was there. I wouldn't be surprised if any number of teams were in that spot. But as of right now, because of the coach, because I think Mac Jones is going to have an even better season that he did last year. I think you won't see the sophomore slump that you normally do see in most quarterbacks. I think with the coach that he has, it should get better. So I'm gonna go out on a limb and say they make the playoffs, and I think the only spot that they could really get to realistically is the 7th spot, like a very dangerous 7, but still.
Yeah. Spot. I respect it. I have my not necessarily dark horse. I'm not gonna lie, I was very, very close to putting the Jaguars here just to be a bit of a homer, just because. And the reason why I didn't, and this is that the AFC is a very difficult league, and I think the Tennessee Titans will be good. Yeah. But my number 7 team I actually have is the team that I'm going to be all in on. I don't care if they go 5-12 and I'm completely wrong, and that's the Las Vegas Raiders. I have the Raiders coming in 7th, sneaking in that last seed. This offense is great. Like, people don't realize how great this offense is. Even if you don't love Derek Carr, he still is a top 10 quarterback talent. You still have a solid running back crew. You have great receivers. You have a good enough offensive line. You have a defense that hopefully can figure it out. That's where I'm struggling with them. But to me, I think that with a new coach, I think going out there, McDaniels is going to do a lot better this time around than the Broncos, because that Broncos team was just diminished, and he has a chip on his shoulder. He's older. He's like 5. He's actually almost 10 years older now than when he was given the opportunity.
Yeah, close to 10.
Yeah. So like, I think he's learned a little bit. He learned from his mistakes, and I have faith in this team, and I know they have faith in themselves. And I think the chemistry of Devontae Adams and Derek Carr, honest to God, is deeper than people realize. It's going to propel that team and have everyone around them all excited. So that's why I had the Raiders coming in 7th.
Okay.
What's your number 6? You seem very unimpressed by that pick.
No. I like, full disclosure, I do have the Raiders on my list, but I have them higher than you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which is surprising to me. But for my number 6, I have the Bengals. They are the defending champions. I do think that they will have a little. I mean, they were 6th last year too, so I don't think it's too much of a slap in the face to say that they will be 6th again. It's very hard to go back to the Super Bowl. It's very hard to be good after a Super Bowl loss. Typically, most teams actually get much worse, but they have shored up or tried to shore up their O-line, which was their biggest issue last year. They still have relatively the same core guys on offense. They still have a decent defense, I believe. Like, I think they still have like in the top 10, top 12.
Eli Apple is a top 5 cornerback in the
Eli
in the
Apple
NFL.
is still there though, which is probably a liability, but we'll ignore that for now. And I still I have them going sixth. I think they will. They play in a really tough division. I think they play in a division that beats the crap out of the players in that division, and so I don't see them being able to make like a 12, 13 game push.
Mm-hmm.
I think they will be in the 10, 11 range. And I think they'll find a way to get into the playoffs. I mean, they'll be sixth in the playoff, but hey, they've gone to the Super Bowl at the
Mm-hmm.
same position. And I don't think that's a much disrespect, to be honest.
No, not at all. I agree with you. Obviously, I have them winning their divisions, so I mean, it's either them or the Ravens, and I think that, in my opinion, whoever of those teams don't win that division actually don't make the playoffs. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't have. I'm telling you right now, the Ravens are not in my or my wild card. I don't have them making it. Number 6 is I have the team that you put at number 7. I have the Patriots because I think that their division is a little bit weaker. I mean, they can pound, like they can win 4 games against the Dolphins and the Jets. It might be hard against the Dolphins, but they can go away with 4 games there. If they even split it with the Bills, you're looking at 5 wins there. Or sorry, yeah, you're looking at 5 wins there, and that's halfway all you need to making to the playoffs. And I think with a top 10 defense like they've always had, with a quarterback going into a second year, which I do believe in, Mac Jones, if you even watch what he was from the beginning of last year, being a starter, he went through, like, he progressed, which is crazy. You don't see that from a rookie quarterback. You see them good and it'll be good all year, but he actually progressed throughout the year, which is crazy. I think the addition of having a new wide receiver core is going to help. I just think that they look good on offense. Their defense is going to be stout. The one question I have about them is who the hell is calling their plays, because no, we don't need, and I'm blanking on Matt Patricia. We don't need him calling plays. Bill,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like, but
Yeah, that's a tough one for sure. And I think they did kind of struggle in the preseason, and I guess they have reports have come out that they haven't had like the greatest practices. But again, like the Patriots, the way they normally work is, again, Bill Belichick always says the real playoffs start after Thanksgiving, and I think that's like definitely kind of the way they want to be hitting their stride around Thanksgiving, and they want to be playing meaningful games after that. And I think like you will, and I'm not going to take this as my theory or anything. I heard this from someone else and I completely agree, is that like we will see them struggle at the start of the year for sure, as you almost always do, and then we will overreact. Everyone will overreact. The Patriots are dead. That's it. They're never coming back. Mac Jones is trash. Everything is, set it all on fire everyone. And then as Thanksgiving starts to roll around, oh, the Patriots are playing meaningful games. They are starting to shut people down. They're starting to figure it out on offense. And again, like the organization itself and the players, they're bred to not panic. And I think that just makes for playoff football always. And like I could have put him higher on this list. I am trying to not overestimate or overvalue the Bill Belichick effect, but I do think they will be in the playoffs.
I
would
mean,
be
last
shocked
year,
if they are.
last year it was the same thing. They started off, they weren't firing on all cylinders. People were saying they are struggling. This is like they can't do anything without Tom Brady. And then they got to the point where like Patriots could be a number 1 seed. Patriots are the most dangerous team in the NFL. There was a 10-week span where people were like, this is the best team in the NFL. So you're right. That's usually how it goes for them. They don't always start off perfect, but Bill Belichick finds a way. And I think Mac Jones is good enough to find a way as well, that he doesn't necessarily need to rely on that going forward as well. Yeah. So your number 5 team, who is your number 5 team coming out of the AFC?
My number 5 is going to be the guys you had at 7, the Raiders. I think they will end up having a good year. Talking about Josh McDaniels, or Patriots guys, I think he's going to be the first Patriots coach to kind of figure it out outside of Bill Belichick. And I know Dolphins.
Mike McDaniel?
No, old coach.
Flores.
Yeah, I know Brian Flores did have some pretty decent seasons. I think that Josh McDaniels already been a head coach, having been in the Patriots organization for so long, I think he will be able to manage this team, having a really good team, a really talented quarterback. Josh McDaniels is great with quarterbacks. I think the biggest issue will be their defense. And even then, I do think their defense is like a middle of the pack defense. Again, we've talked about this. You want a high powered offense and the middle of the pack defense, you'll probably do pretty well. A defense that can hold teams to around 21 will do just fine and get you where you need to go. And I think that these guys will be fifth. I think they are in the toughest division in the NFL, but at the same time, I think that they will will get enough wins to get into the playoffs and to get into the playoffs at a fifth, sixth seed.
I get. You know me, I don't disagree with you at all. The reason why I have them at number 7 is because I think the Patriots have an easier division, and that's why I put them above them. And my number 5 team is actually staying in the AFC West. I think the AFC West has 3 teams that make it this year.
Really?
Los Angeles Chargers, and it's big because I think Justin Herbert has an MVP season. Brandon Staley, I know you hate the guy because you hate analytics more than anything, and possibly will step up.
Let the record be shown. I do not hate analytics more than anything. I think to rely on it too much is just a little bit dumb.
I agree with you, and he's gonna have to learn from it. There's fire under that team as well, being the second team in Los Angeles, to see the other team have such a great success in it. It's going to be very interesting to see how many tickets the Rams have sold this year compared to the Chargers, like truly realistically. So it's going to be very important for the Chargers to have a good year this year. Because if not, Staley's going to be out. Like, I truly think that if he doesn't make the playoffs, I know it's not that deep, but like, he's got to do it this year. He has the quarterback, he has the running back, he has the weapons. Like, truly, they have the weapons, and they have a good defense. JC Jackson's going to help that defense. Derwin James, like that defense, Bosa, like that's a scary freaking defense. So they play in a dome, they play in great weather. So Herbert is used to that weather. He grew up in the Southern California area. So this year, the Chargers are going to have to do it. They have to push. They're going to have to be on Kansas City's butt. They're going to have to beat the Broncos both games. They're going to have to split it with the Raiders. They're going to have to split it with the Chiefs. That is the only way any of those teams make the playoffs, is if they split every game and they sweep another team. That's the only way any of them make. So that's why the Chargers come in 5, because they have a great defense. They have a good offense, and this is a make it or break it year for the Chargers. I don't think a lot of people are really talking about that, but it really is a make it or break it year for the Chargers.
I'd give them another year, but they did go all in this year. That's something you can't just push aside.
You're going to have to pay Herbert next year.
Yeah,
I know. That's the thing. You're going to have to pay Herbert next year, and it's not going to be like $30 million dropping the bucket. Herbert is going to compete with Patrick Mahomes as the biggest contract in NFL history.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
You got to do it now. So going into
before the cap goes even higher.
Well, yeah, I know. Okay, gambling is not good, but we're going to be talking about gambling today. Your AFC playoff picture. What does it look like? Whenever you are ready, I'll let you go ahead.
Okay. So my AFC playoff picture, starting from number 7 to number 1, I've got the Patriots at number 7. I've got the Bengals at number 6, the Raiders at number 5. I've got the Colts at number 4, the Ravens at number 3, the Chiefs at number 2, and the Buffalo Bills coming in at number 1.
I like it. It's so funny to look at us. Like, we have the exact same, except for the one team in the top 4. So I really like that one. So for my AFC playoff picture going to 2022, I have the Raiders in the 7th seed. I have the New England Patriots in the 6th seed, the Los Angeles Chargers in the 5th seed, the Indianapolis Colts in the 4th seed, the Cincinnati Bengals in the 3 seed, the Buffalo Bills in the 2 seed, and the Kansas City Chiefs winning the AFC. Yeah.
What?
I don't really know who it's going to be between the Bills and the Chiefs. That's going to be.
You think they go to the Super Bowl?
No.
You don't
I
think
don't
the
think
Chiefs go?
nope. I don't think the Chiefs go to the Super Bowl.
You got the Bills. I keep forgetting. I know you got the Bills.
It's
You're
either
right.
the Bills or another team. If I had to bet, I am not betting on the Chiefs to make the Super Bowl. I don't know why. Something's telling me this year that they're not the team.
If I had to bet, I am betting that they go to the Super Bowl, but that's just me.
Well, we will be betting, so that's very interesting that you say that.
Yes. And
All
as
right.
we say that,
we're gonna get into the over and unders on the year. The season's lines are provided by Bovada. This is where we're gonna go over under quick rounds. I'll break it down to every single division so we can actually have it as a each individual TikTok come out, so it's a little bit easier to read and see. We're gonna go NFC West, AFC West, NFC North, AFC North, NFC East, AFC East, and then NFC South and AFC South. So you haven't looked at these over and unders at all. So this is like truly just random reaction to these over unders.
Well, so I wouldn't say, I mean, like I will give it a thought, but yes, very much.
Yeah.
I'm new to the game right now.
Mm-hmm. So starting in the NFC West, Arizona Cardinals over under of 8.5.
Oh, I think they hit the over.
You're going to hit over on those Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah.
Okay. The Los Angeles Rams 10.5.
Over.
Big time over for me. That's low. To me, that's a betting one. That's a betting one. And we're going to star of them because I'm going to do at the end, do the best bets, what we think for over and unders, but that's definitely one. San Francisco 49ers.
I'm going to give these stars like for
yeah.
I'm giving my Cards one a 2-star. This is stars out of 5. Rams one is a 4-star.
Okay. The San Francisco 49ers, 10 games.
Over.
So now you have 3 teams in this division going over.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
They did it last year, I'm pretty sure.
Seattle Seahawks, 5.5.
Oh, my God. Blast the under. That is a 5-star blast the under. There's no way. The Seahawks are not winning more than 2 games.
All right. So for me, I had the Cardinals going under 8.5. So an 8-9 season. That's all it is an 8-9 season. I have the Rams over. I have the 49ers over, and I have the Seattle Seahawks agreed under on the Seattle Seahawks. AFC West.
I'm putting 5-star on that one.
All right. We'll do our 5-star bets at the end. And then we'll go over that. Rams is probably gonna be a 5-star bet for me. I'm not gonna lie. That's way too like 10.5 wins for the Super Bowl defending champions.
I give them 4. I give it 4. I'm being cautious.
All right. So AFC West, Denver Broncos 10.
Oh, under.
Kansas City Chiefs
10.5. I'll hit the over. I mean, based off of the way we rank them, like
you kind of have to, right? Yeah. Las Vegas Raiders. 8.5.
Over. Yeah.
And then Los Angeles Chargers 10.
Over as well.
So I had the exact same thing as you.
With the way I had it ranked though, I should be going under, but I'll go over.
It doesn't matter. Hey, they can still hit 10 wins and not make the playoffs. You never know.
Yeah.
So I also had the Broncos under. I'm not confident about any of these, by the way, except for the Chiefs. The Chiefs I'd give like a 4-star, I feel like, for 10.5 wins. Vegas, that is probably my star one. If I had to pick one in division, I might pick them by division. That's the one I'm betting on. 8.5 wins that's too low. The Denver Broncos having 10 and them having 8.5 is crazy to me.
But you know what kind of scares me is that the people making these odds are in Las Vegas. So they're like very close and they hear everything.
Yeah, so, but here Denver's right there too, though. I mean, Denver's not far away.
I don't know, man. But I like to think of these things. I think that
this is the deeper thoughts with David.
Yeah, it's a little bit tough for me to see them be so low. Because what do you think? Is there a scandal coming that'll rock the team?
There already has been. There's been 4 of them in the last
year. Is there something that we're missing that they're just like they're hedging their bets on? Like I don't know. For me,
Maybe they're trying to tank it on purpose and they're throwing because Vegas does that. Vegas will dump all the money into one area and like kind of play around with it. So maybe they're doing that because they want people to sleep on Vegas.
maybe I don't know, man. That seems odd to me. But hey, I'm just a guy. I don't know much.
NFC North, the Chicago Bears 6.5.
Under.
Detroit Lions 6.5.
Over.
Green Bay Packers 11.
I'm gonna go over.
I had a push. Like that is probably the hardest one so far that there's been because if it was 10, easily over. But like 11,
it's a little bit tougher.
Am I allowed to do a push?
Hey, sure. You can. I'm gonna say over. Actually, I'm going under. I'm gonna go
under.
Yeah.
Okay. Minnesota Vikings 9.5.
Over.
All right. Anyone that's reach out, like speak out to you a bit?
Honestly, I'm gonna go with the Bears being under.
Yeah, that's
the one that I can.
Mine's the Detroit Lions going over because obviously I want them making the playoffs. So 6.5 is like okay. So AFC North, this one's not easy either. Baltimore Ravens 10.
I'm gonna go over.
Yep. Cincinnati Bengals 10.
Over as well.
Pittsburgh Steelers 7.5.
Over.
Really?
Yeah.
And then Cleveland Browns outrageously 9.5.
Oh, way under. Watson comes back week 11?
Week 11.
They would have to be at
6-0 at or 7-0 at that point. They would have to win 7 games in a row.
Yes. I don't think that happens.
Yeah, no. Okay, so what's your best bet in that one?
Wait, sorry. I think that the Cleveland bet is easily the best one.
I'm gonna agree with you there. Even the Steelers, I think the Steelers is kind of too high for them.
Really?
Yeah, I
had them over.
You had them over. I think that's too high for them. There's so much dysfunction in that. Like they have to go against the Ravens, the Ravens and the Bengals.
Like, wait, so what was the line?
7.5. 7.5.
Okay, but think about that. Let me just put this in this perspective for you real quick.
He's never gone 8.
How many seasons has Mike Tomlin pulled out an 8-8 or higher?
All 15. All 15 in a row.
For me, I know that for a fact that at some point that number does have to go down. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's going to be this year. I do think they have a talented enough team to pull up more than 8 games.
But here's the thing about this, though. When were the Bengals and the Ravens both good at the same time during that stretch? And when were the Browns actually competent? I wouldn't say the Pittsburgh Steelers are actually better than the Browns this year. They've always been better than the Browns. And for the first time in his entire 15 years there, I don't think the Browns are worse than the Steelers. So that's the thing is he had 2 cakewalk. Don't forget, this team went 0-16. Like,
hey, I trusted Mike Tomlin. Based off, if I'm gonna give Bill Belichick the kind of cachet that I give Bill Belichick, I'm gonna give the same, like relatively the same.
100%. No, 100%.
To Mike Tomlin,
100% with a lesser team every single year. There's something about Mike Tomlin that I don't even think Pittsburgh Steelers fans appreciate. Like how many franchises would like die for Mike Tomlin?
I would give up my left toe to have Mike Tomlin as our coach.
All of my left toes, all of them.
Yes, take them all. I will lose all of them if Mike Tomlin can come to the Giants.
So Pittsburgh Steelers, you need to stop disrespecting Mike Tomlin.
Appreciate this man.
Truly, yeah. And Mike Tomlin, we stand. NFC East now. Dallas Cowboys 10 wins.
Under. Actually, over with the way I picked it. With the way I picked,
I had them going over too.
Yeah, I'll go over.
New York Giants 7.
Over.
Over. Fucking
over, baby.
You're such a homer.
Over.
Philadelphia Eagles 9.5. They did
Dang,
get better today. They did
smash
get
that
better
over.
today because Jalen Rager
Is now gone. Yes.
Minnesota
Thank you.
Vikings.
Thank you. Yeah. Good luck, Vikings.
So I agree. The Eagles are my pick there. They're going to be like my top one. Washington Commanders 8.
Under.
That's a tough one. I would go with a push. I'm actually going to go with you. I agree. Under. Just playing that division. Okay, AFC East. This one is like the high. I think this is the highest one. Buffalo Bills 12.
I'm gonna go over.
I still have them going over.
Yeah, I think they have to go over.
Dolphins 9.
Just because I want you to shave your hair, I'm going over.
I lit under. Obviously, they're not winning. They're not winning 9 games. They're really not.
I wanna amend one of my picks because I think I might actually be wrong on this one, but I'm gonna go under for the Cowboys.
You're gonna go under.
Yeah.
Okay. This is one I'm smashing. Like this is the pick I'm going with. The New England Patriots 8.5.
You over.
Over. Absolutely. Yeah. That's my betting one.
I agree.
All right. So and then New York Jets 5.5.
Under.
I have them going under as well.
Some teams gotta lose, you know. Some teams have to lose. It's just
they're still in the bottom. Unfortunately, they're still in the bottom. And kind of hot take. I don't think Zach Wilson will ever be healthy in the NFL.
Why is that?
Just the way he plays is very reckless. And I think that he's going to be an injury-prone quarterback unless he changes the way he plays. He's like Joe Burrow, but I don't know if he's going to figure out like Joe Burrow did. He's not as big as Joe Burrow. NFC South, Atlanta Falcons 5.
Under.
Carolina Panthers 6.5.
Over.
Same. New Orleans Saints 8.5.
Over.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers 11.5.
Under.
Same. It's that half game there.
Yeah.
It's that half game.
I don't think they get to what, 11?
Yeah.
Or sorry, 12?
They have to hit 12.
Yeah, I don't think they hit 12. Yeah.
No. AFC South, Houston Texans 4.5.
Over.
I agree. The Colts 10.
Over.
Yeah, mine's a push over. Jacksonville Jaguars 6.5.
I'd say under.
Really?
Only because, well, here's the thing. Only because I think that they'll struggle a little bit this year. They'll be better than last year for sure. 100%. I don't think you can make the argument that they will be worse than last year. It's 6.5, you said?
Yep. That's
so they have to win 7. That's
right?
A tough one. That's a very good line. That's a very good line to have.
They have the Texans, Colts, and the Titans in their division, which isn't unwinnable. We beat the Colts last year.
I don't think it's unwinnable. I just think those are very sneaky good teams. Like even if the teams themselves out of division are not great, like especially the Texans. I think the Texans could pull out 2 wins against the Jaguars. Like and I wouldn't be shocked, but I also think the Jaguars could put out 2 wins against the Texans. I don't think the Jaguars pull out 2 wins against the Titans or the Colts. I think they split those if anything.
Mm-hmm.
But
you're looking at almost 4 or 5 wins right there.
Yeah, exactly. So but okay. So you guys have.
I'm not gonna. It's
wait,
6.5.
Wait. Stop. You guys have NFC East division this year.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I'll go over. I'll go over. You got to play Washington and the Giants. I'll go over. I'll take the over.
They could steal one from the Cowboys too. I think that's a sneaky game.
I don't think they steal one from the Cowboys. Let's slow our roll.
All right, we'll Titans at 9.
Over. Having said what I just said about the fact that you guys also have the NFC East, I will be going over on almost all of these.
I think there's more issues in Tennessee than they want to admit. And if Derrick Henry
They
gets
have Malik
hurt,
Willis. I'm just gonna let
that's
you
the
know that
thing. That's the issue, though.
it's yeah.
Malik,
And here's the thing: they say that he is not gonna play this year. They say that no matter what, regardless, he's not gonna play this year. I say he plays halfway through the year.
week
I
10.
say, I say, there's no way the
All
fans
right,
will
here
let.
we go. Here we go. Here we go. David, over under on Malik Willis week start. What's your over under on when he will start his first NFL game?
I'll say week. When's Thanksgiving?
You're looking at probably week 12.
I'll say right before. I'll say week 11.
All right. So what is Malik Willis over under on his first NFL career start?
Like
What? When is he gonna what week is Malik Willis? So just to make it so it's clean and cut, what is he over under on Malik Willis's first NFL career start?
Week 11 for sure.
Week 11? Right.
Yeah, week 11. So week 10 over week 10.
Yep. So week 11. All right. So you're going over on the Tennessee Titans 9 then? That kind of contradicts it with you though. Because if Malik Willis is starting, that means Ryan Tannehill is not having a good season. To week 11, they're going to be probably like 3 and 8.
No. I think that they are sitting at around 5 and it would be like 5.
Is that enough to bench him though?
Oh yeah,
5.
Oh yeah.
You think 5 wins is 5 wins, but so 5 and 5 is enough to bench
5 wins with a decline.
Okay.
I think the decline is where we start, where Ryan Tannehill gets benched.
All right. So we're going to go with the 8. So do you want to do just our favorite picks or do you want to go over under on every single team, do a quick round? Which one would you rather do?
Let's go our favorite picks.
Okay. So over unders top 8, I guess 8 teams. So best 8, the best picks from every division.
Okay, let me just quickly yeah. So I'm just gonna quickly start all my favorites.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's gonna be a lot of unders.
Yeah, I'm gonna start it. The top, so I'm trying to figure out the best way to say it. So my top seeds or my best betting lines for every single division is I am taking the Los Angeles Rams over at 10.5. I am taking the Las Vegas Raiders over at 8.5. I am taking the Detroit Lions over at 6.5. I am taking the Cleveland Browns under at 9.5. I am taking the Philadelphia Eagles over at 9.5. I am taking the Miami Dolphins under at 9. I am taking the Carolina Panthers over at 6.5 and the Jacksonville Jaguars over at 6.5 as well.
Okay. So what's the best betting line?
Yeah. So what's your best betting lines from each division?
Okay. So for my best betting line in each division, I'm going to start with the Seahawks under at, I believe 6. Okay, give me the line. So I can...
Yeah. So the Seattle Seahawks are 5.5. Okay. What's your next team?
Broncos.
10.
Okay. Bears.
6.5.
Browns
9.5. Eagles 9.5.
Eagles 9.5. Jets
5.5.
And then Falcons
5.
And Colts 10. Okay. Perfect. All right. So for my best betting line in each division, I'm going to start out with the Seattle Seahawks with under at 5.5 wins. And then the Broncos at 10.5 wins. I'm going to go under. The Bears at 6.5 wins. I'm going under. the Browns at 9.5 wins. I'm going under as well. The Eagles at 9.5 wins. I'm actually going to go over on this one. The Jets with 5.5 wins. I'm going to go under. The Falcons with 5 wins. I'm going to go under. And the Colts with 10 wins. I'm going to go over.
I like it. So those are our best bets for each division. And then we're going to finish off with just a trivia question, and then we're going to get out of here. All right.
All righty.
So this one I thought was a really good trivia question. Okay. What is the most common? And before I say this, I want you to guess before I give you the 4 answers I put down. Okay.
Okay.
What is the most common score in the NFL?
The most common score in the NFL. I'm actually going to go 21 to 24.
Okay.
24 to 21.
So here are, I'll say the question again and say the answers after. What is the most common score in the NFL? Is it A, 17 to 14, B, 20 to 17, C, 27 to 24, or D, 23 to 20?
Give me the first 2 options again.
17 to 14, which is A, and then 20 to 17, which is B.
I'm going to go 20 to 17.
You got it right. David got it right.
Yeah. I knew it had to have been something with a lot of kicking.
Yeah.
Because again, kickers do end up having the most points in the league. So it's got to be.
Can you guess how many games in the NFL history that have ended with the score 20 to 17?
This might be a big old miss, but I'm going to go 1,000.
No.
Like way too low?
Way too high.
Okay. Okay, then all right. 600.
Still way too high.
Holy crap. Okay.
So the lowest one I have on here, which was D, was 23 to 20, was 193 games.
Okay, so average between that and somewhere around 600, I would assume. I would say wait. There's how many NFL games have there been?
Only like 1,500.
No way.
I mean,
one sec. For
not 15. Sorry, not that many, or not that low. So if you're going to go 18, you're gonna go 17 times 32, right? 17 times 30. We'll go 16 times 32.
Yeah, let's do this math
times how many seasons has there been in the NFL? 56.
Real quick.
There has actually been 28,672 games in the NFL.
Okay, so out of
roughly.
20, yeah, roughly. Okay, so let's go a little bit higher. We're obviously missing a couple. There have been 17, whatever. Let's go like roughly
26,000. I would say 26,000. Because you got to think the beginning of the NFL was only like 12 games, 14 games in the season. Okay, and there wasn't 32 teams either. So God, okay, like 20,000, if even that.
Okay. Well, okay, let's slow our rolls. Let's give it 25,000. We average that out.
No, you gotta think we added 2 teams in 1999. So there's like 30 years without a team. You added more teams in the 90s. There was a time there's only like 12 teams in the NFL. Why do you think that the San Francisco 49ers and the Giants have so many Super Bowls?
Whoa. Relax. Don't go at the Giants. Don't go at the Niners. Let's slow our roll.
The Pittsburgh Steelers, there was like they played against 4 teams. Half of them got off from lunch to play.
Listen. When you win a Super Bowl, and then you can comment on the Super Bowl winners, you know?
Okay. So, do you think the Celtics, NBA, do you think all the Celtics
NBA
championships are earned?
Legit. All of them earned, legit, valid. Don't you ever speak on the Celtics name again. Celtics pride, baby.
There was 11 teams in the NBA where they won.
It doesn't matter. They won.
Okay. Anyways, how many games do you think?
I'll give it 278.
Oh, just under. Like the answer is just under.
What's
the answer is 274.
Oh, I'm pretty good.
So A, 17 to 14 was 198 games. B, 2017 was 274 games. C, 27 to 24 was 224 games. And then D, 23 to 20 was 193 games. So I thought that was a good question. I thought that was
a great question.
Thank you. I'm trying to figure it out. But other than that, episode 21, we are a week and a half from the NFL season. We're going to do our top 3 games each week, starting our parlays next week. So that will be out. We'll figure that out, even if we don't record, because it may be a little too busy, but we'll make sure we get that out there and we pick our teams. But for that, I'm Chandler. He is
David.
Yeah, and this is What's the Check Down with Chandler and David. And until next time, guys, peace.
Peace.